Hi friends, today we are going to cover managing applications and application containers. So, by in a multi-tenant architecture, starting from 12.2, 12 series 2, we can create application containers. We can create application root in the root CDB, and this application root can contain multiple pluggable databases which are known as application containers. Now this application root, we can create objects in the application root, and these objects are shared with all the PDBs of the application root. So these objects are known as common objects. So when we talk about common object, application common objects, an application common object is a common object related to created in the application root of an application container and shared with application PDBs within the container. The sharing attribute of these objects can be one of the following values. It can be metadata, which is the default. Application PDBs share by means of metadata link only the object's metadata that is stored in the application root. The data for the object is unique to the application root and to each application that belongs to the application root. These database objects are referred to as metadata linked application objects. For example, a company can use a metadata link table to store customer information so that application PDBs for various regional offices can use the same data structure while storing region-specific unique customer data. Then we have data. Application PDB share by means of data link both the metadata and the data for the object stored in the application root. These database objects are referred to as data linked application common objects. For example, a company can use a data linked table to store information about products manufactured by it so that the product information is consistent across various application PDBs for regional offices. Then extended data. Application PDB share by means of an extended data link both metadata and data for the object stored in the application root. However, each application PDB in the application container can create its own specific data as well. Therefore, only the data stored in the application root is common for all application PDBs. These database objects are referred to as extended data linked application common objects. For example, sales application of a company having application PDBs for its various regional offices can use an extended data link object to store information about customers' zip code. The zip code of the countries having customers serviced by all regional offices can be stored in the application root so that all application PDBs can access them. The zip codes of the country having customer service by specific regional office can only be stored in the extended data linked object in the corresponding application PDBs. The database object is not shared and can be accessed only in the application root. The valid values for sharing attribute of different type of common application database objects which can be specified are metadata, data, extended data, tables and views. Metadata, data, sequences. Metadata, analytical views, attribute, dimension, directories, external procedure libraries, hierarchy, Java classes, Java resources, Java sources, packages, object tables, object type, object views, sequences, stored functions, stored procedures, synonyms, string. This can have metadata attribute. For metadata link sequence, although metadata for sequence, that is starting value, increment, etc. are same for each PDB in the application container, the value of a sequence is specific to each application PDB. Incrementing such a sequence using next val in one application PDB does not affect its value in the other application PDBs in the application container. For data link sequence metadata as well as value are shared by all application PDBs in the application root. Incrementing such a sequence using nextval in one application PDB causes this value to be incremented in other application PDBs as well. So that's about application container, application root, application PDBs, and application common objects. Now let's come back to our practice. In this practice, you will create application root and install application in the application root, create PDBs and sync them with application root, study how application PDBs operate. Practice assumption CDB1 database in MRV1 is up and running. You successfully downloaded the HR app v1.0.sql script from the lecture download section. About the application script used in this practice, you will use HR app v1.0.sql script to create application components in an application root. Basically, the script creates sequences tables that are very similar to tables owned by standard HR example schema. After creating the sequence and tables, it loads the data link tables and extended data link tables with some sample rows. However, in real life scenario, as an application schema typically has much more than just tables and sequences. As you know, it normally has views, constraint table, relationship, PLC code, program units, etc. So I will show you this HR app sample schema. So this is the sample schema. So if I so here this is the script. So as you can see, there is a component sharing. Sharing is equal to metadata, though it is a default, but still it is mentioned in the script for better clarity. Then extended data, then sharing is equal to data. Sharing is equal to data. Sharing is equal to extended data. Sharing is equal to metadata. So different types of data table have different tables have different sharing clause, and then the insert statement. So we will use this SQL script to build our application in the practice. Okay. So log into CDB1 and root and create application. So first we will have to bring up the database. I think our server is started up. So we will log into PuTTY and bring up the database. Start the listener. And then we log into SQL Plus and bring up the database. Okay, so the database is started. Next, then we will log in as sysdba, SQL plus sys Oracle plus sysdba. Okay, that is there. Then we will create a pluggable database. We are creating the pluggable database as application container. So we are creating an application root here, HRSCDM. HRSC is the name of the application root. So we are creating an application root here. Okay, it's created. Now we'll open the pluggable database. Okay. Then we will select this to find out what we have just created. So con ID 3 HRSC read write. So this is con ID 3. We'll save the state of the application root. Okay. Use the table space and data file for this application root. So we will. This is actually 3 in our case. So undo table space, sysocs table space, system table space. These are the 3 table spaces that we have. System, sysocs and undo tps1. Switch the current container to application root and check which privilege are granted to HR underscore SCADM. Other observe the application root administrator is only granted the role PDB-DBA. The role has 3 privileges granted to it. So we'll do our translation set container HRSC. Then we'll run this query. PDB-DBA role granted. Check the privilege granted to the role. So we can create pluggable database and create session. These are the privileges that are granted. Now we will copy this TNS names.aura, modify TNS names.aura, vi TNS admin / TNS names.aura. Okay, that is it. PI. Okay, then we will run this query. Okay, so 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 we Okay, very great. pi$tns admin /tns names photograph are the, so we'll copy one. So we have pasted. So this is HR underscore AC. So we'll change it. HR underscore AC. This should be, we can change it to emergency 1. Okay, 15. And services HRAC dot local domain. HR underscore AC dot local domain. So that's it. Yeah, that's it. So now we will test the connection. Plus at HR underscore SC as sysdba. Okay, so we could connect. So we have configured the TNS names correctly. Installing the an application in the application root. So we'll connect sys Oracle HRSC as sysdba connected. We'll start the begin installation. When you install a new application, you always start with this statement. So we have started. Now create application table space HR underscore TBS and create application owner user HR. The application owner should have the privileges enough to control the application objects like application table index, PL SQL, program units, etc. The owner is a common user in application root. So create table space. Yes. Then user HR will create user HR. HR is created. Then we'll grant to HR contestation. Examine the code in HR app v1.0 script. Notice the following sharing option in the and share data in the end of the script. We have already seen the script. Create a script file in ml1. Copy the code from it. If you open the script file Windows Notepad, make sure OneDrive is deselected. Okay. Okay, host make a directory. Host make a directory. So that is done. Then we will create a script file. Then we have the script file. Then we will run the script file. We'll run the script file. Okay, the script ran fine. So we are done with creating the application. Then we will end the application install. In the application install. Fine. Now our application has been created successfully. We will query and see. So we can see HR app version is 1.0. Creating application PDB, CDB as we are already connected. Okay, we will connect again to create an application HR PDB1. So create pluggable database HR PDB1 admin user. So we'll create a pluggable database HR PDB1. Pluggable database created. So we will open the pluggable database. We'll save the state of the pluggable database. And select it's normal. Then we will switch the current PDB to the PT application PDB and sync the application with the application root. So first we will HR PDB1 and then we will sync it with application root. Alter pluggable database application HR app sync. Connect to PDB application PDB as HR user and verify the tables and data are there. So let's connect. First select TNAME from tab. So we can see that the table that we created in application root are also visible from the PDB, application PDB. Then I start from region. And then select sequence name from user sequence. So we can see all the objects are present. So we'll create another PDB, application PDB, name HR PDB2. So we were doing it for HR PDB1, we will do it for HR PDB2. So we will follow the same steps. create the pluggable database. Okay, it's created. Then we'll open the pluggable database. Done. Then we'll save the state. Okay, then we'll set container HR PDB2. Then we'll sync the pluggable database with the root. Then we'll connect to that pluggable database the HR PDB2. And then we'll select from tab. So here also the tables are visible. Now we'll test the PDBs, the application PDBs, we'll test the application PDBs. In this section of the practice, you will perform some testing actions on application PDB that you created. The target of this section is to have a practical understanding of how application users can use the common objects. Region table is a data link table. You will use it to perform some tests on it. Region table is a data link table. So if we go to region, sharing is data. So it's a data and metadata both stored in the application root. In the application PDB, you can view the data. So first we will check whether we can view the data in the application PDB. Okay, connected. So we will check whether we can view the data. Then we go to HRPDB2. And we'll view the data. So in both the PDB we can view the data. Log into HRPDB1 and trying to insert some record into regions tables. So we log into PDB1, HRPDB1 and try to insert some data into the regions table. DML into data link table is outside an application action. So this is a data link table. So you cannot insert record into this table because both data and metadata are maintained at the application root, and in the application PDB you can only view the data. So because it's a data linked object. Next, using a metadata link object, the departments table is a metadata link object. You will use it to perform some tests on it. So departments table, as you can see, sharing is equal to metadata. Sharing is equal to metadata, so it's a metadata linked object. So you can insert records into the metadata link table in each PDB. So we'll connect to PDB1, HRPDB1, and insert some record into HR PDB1 into the departments table. Records are inserted. Let's commit that. Then similarly we log into HR PDB2. We log into HR PDB2 and insert some records into departments table. Okay, two rows are inserted and commit completed. So now if we see the departments table in HR PDB2, so we can see that 100 and 200, that local inserts, what we have done in this PDB is only visible in this PDB. What we have inserted into PDB1, HR PDB1 is not visible in this PDB. Try adding a column to the departments table. This is a metadata link table. We'll try to add a column in this table. Operation not allowed outside an application operation not allowed from outside an application action. So metadata link objects, you cannot insert, you cannot modify the structure of a metadata linked object. You can only insert records in the metadata linked objects. Even dropping the table is not allowed from the application PDB. It has to be done only from the application root. Using extended data linked objects, the location table is extended data link table. You will use it to perform some tests on it. So if you see the location table, location table is an extended data. Sharing is equal to extended data. So it's an extended data link object. So we can please do some test on extended data linked object. Log into HR PDB1 as HR account. So let's log in. Count star for location 23. Then we will insert some records into location. Okay. Then commit. And select location. Okay. Now insert the same row in the same table in HR PDB2. Each application PDB can insert its own data in the extended data link table. So we will be able to insert the same row in HR PDB2. So here if we say count of location, we will see 23, and then we can insert insert the same record here. It got inserted. Then we'll commit. Then we'll do select count from location 24. So the idea is that each application PDB will be allowed to insert its own record in the extended data link table. Try deleting the record of location, it is equal to 3200. The row was inserted by application installation, therefore it cannot be deleted from the PDB. The delete statement does not return any error though. So let's run this. 1, then delete from location. It says 0 rows deleted. It won't allow you to delete the record. So because it has been inserted into application PDB from application root. So while installing the application, we inserted this record. So this is not a record that has been inserted into application PDB, so it's not allowing to delete that record. But if you delete the record of 9000, it will allow you to delete because that was inserted by the local PDB. Here now it says 1 row deleted. So that's pretty much about application PDBs and application containers, application root, application PDB and common metadata object. I hope you got an idea about the different types of common metadata objects, common application objects like metadata link, data link and extended data link. That brings us to the end of this course. Thanks and bye.